Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Dakota's Talk Show. I'm Dakota, and as always, we're here to bring you quality content of the pop culture that we got going on right now. So today I have Steve and Dan joining me again. We have a new guest, Justin. What's up, guys?
What's up?
So this is actually not our first time doing this. We just spent an hour unrecorded talking, and I feel very embarrassed about that.
As you should.
It's like 2006 problems when you have the lens cap on and you're shooting a movie.
So you're just gonna steal my joke?
Jeez, I wonder who said that, huh? That's
Just
insane.
blatantly steal my joke. Crazy. Word for word, bar for bar, my whole flow. All right.
He stole my bars. No, you didn't. You don't have any proof. Anyways, so what we're doing today, last episode, Justin, he commented on our last episode asking us to rank the Marvel movies. So that's what we decided to do, and we brought him in today to do that.
Juji Aroski.
Just
Buy my art.
Just for proof and fact, Dan and Steve are both late. Steve being much later than Dan. Just want that.
I had a very valid reason for being.
You had a very valid reason. We're not gonna talk about that reason.
What does it matter if I was late or not? Like, you weren't recording. So let's get on with the show. Let's go through the movies, all right?
All right, so we're going to have Justin start first because he's our guest here. And then we're just going to run through our lists, and then we're going to talk about each movie, give it about like 30 seconds. We're not going to try to interrupt anyone. Steve, maybe, hopefully, who knows, if we do this correctly. We don't interrupt people. We just go, and then we'll go like that.
Hey, how about you shut up?
So, Justin, kick us off, please. You're muted.
Worst movie in the MCU, right? Captain Marvel is the worst movie in the MCU. Really horrible character. Really horrible character. It was not a strong, independent female character at all. I mean, if you want a strong, independent female character, you watch Alien or Aliens, not this character. It was kind of trying to impose to the audience that this is a really strong character when really she wasn't acting it. It was just exposition. Second worst movie in the MCU, right? Thor: The Dark World. I remember very little about this movie, which is kind of what makes it worse than just being a bad movie. I don't care if the movie is bad. At least I get to have a conversation about it. I can't have a conversation about Thor: The Dark World. Who the hell was that villain? I can't remember him. All right. After Thor: The Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's kind of a tie with Thor: The Dark World. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna change that. Ant-Man is kind of worse. Ant-Man and the Wasp is worse than Thor: The Dark World. That was trying to be funny. Like, it was really, really trying to be funny, and it wasn't. It was just replacing every single action bit with the joke every 2 seconds, and it just got in the way. No tension whatsoever. Okay. After Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther.
Woo!
Really,
Black Panther.
Black Panther. That was the one thing that everybody likes to say that they love about this movie is the villain. I don't like the villain. I feel like his motivations have nothing to do with who he is as a character.
That man is handsome, and you know it.
He is handsome, which is why I watched it. But you watched that movie, and he could have been replaced with literally any other character. This character could have been Kingpin, and the movie would have been the exact same because his motivations have nothing to do with Killmonger. All right. Captain America: Winter Soldier was booty. Well, not booty. It was okay, but Captain America is a horrible character in this.
Terrible.
I agree. It's a boring character.
Boring character.
He's not
a bag of
patriotic at
flesh
all.
That punches people.
He does not represent America. The only reason they call him Captain America is because he fought in World War I. After that, they never mention America.
Are you not respecting the troops? Do you not respect the troops?
He's not a troop.
Yeah, how are you going to be patriotic in every single movie, but you're kind of running away from the USA in every single movie?
Constantly running away from the authorities.
Literally every single movie, he is a fugitive. Okay. After Captain America, he doesn't. Dude.
So what's after Captain America?
Iron Man 2. That had a very cool villain design. Kind of a forgettable movie. I'll give it that, which is why it's pretty low on my list. but I really like the villain, and I really like Tony Stark because I feel like in every single project that they put Tony Stark in, he is incredibly charismatic, and he kind of carries the whole movie.
As he does in most movies he's in.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is kind of charismatic in every movie, even Weird Science. Is that his first one? Never mind. Okay. No, ew. That movie was gross. Okay, after Iron Man 2, Captain America: The First Avenger. Also,
the reason that movie's not lower on your list is upsetting, but carry on.
I mean, I feel like this is, the first Captain America movie kind of actually shows you the kind of person that Captain America is. Like, he unlike the Winter Soldier, I can actually describe to you who Captain America is in the first movie. He's a goody two-shoes soldier who's really patriotic and he's really naive and he wants to do more than what is allowed. That's who he is. I can't say the same for something like Captain America or Winter Soldier. And also the cinematography was cool. There was a lot of Roger Deakins kind of shots there. It was really interesting. After Captain America: The First Avenger, Thor, another villain I don't remember. Thor is not very good with villains. But whatchamacallit? I mean, Chris Hemsworth knows what he's doing. I mean, even in interviews, not even when he's acting, he kind of steals the show. When he's on camera, he steals it. He knows what he's doing. He's charismatic. Next movie. Okay, I'm trying to speed through these. Avengers: Age of Ultron. It felt like a Saturday. It felt like a Saturday morning cartoon to me.
Sorry, I'm trying to let you.
They teased us with a good trailer.
It felt like a Saturday morning cartoon to me, which is kind of what I wanted. It was not what I was expecting. You know, the propaganda for this movie showed it to be like kind of creepy and dark, like a horror movie, and it wasn't. And what I got instead was barely even a movie. It was more of just an advertisement for every other movie. However, I love the characters here. After Avengers: Age of Ultron, Incredible Hulk. It was kind of in that era of Marvel movies where they were, for the most part, standalone. They didn't have any preoccupation with building up any other movie or being involved with any other movie. After Incredible Hulk, Doctor Strange, trippy as hell. Watch it when you're medicated. It's a lot funner, especially when all the effects are going slow. You know. The Avengers. After that, what do I have to say about the Avengers that hasn't already been said already?
The only thing with Avengers was we kind of ranked these movies as a whole, as the MCU as a whole. But I remember watching the Avengers movies for the first time, like that Avenger movie for the first time, and I was like, holy crap, that is a freaking amazing movie.
I felt like a bunch of action figures kind of clashing against each other.
The thing when you're doing with these rankings, though, is that you can have a really good movie, but only be in the middle of it because there's so many good movies.
Yeah, it's only like the first 4 in my list that I actually really dislike. Other ones are at least okay.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
After the Avengers... Oh, I didn't mention Ant-Man. Okay, after Doctor Strange, it was Ant-Man. I felt like it's one of the funnier movies. I love heist movies. Maybe that's the reason why I have it as high on my list, because I'm a sucker for heist.
The movie was a heist?
Ant-Man, the first one?
Even the
first.
We're talking about over 2 days worth of movies. I don't remember anything that actually happens, guys.
Ant-Man is a heist movie. And
Ant-Man, if you think about it, Ant-Man has the exact same plot as Iron Man. I make a suit. Guy makes a knockoff of my suit, uses that knockoff of my suit against me.
That's every movie, though. Captain America.
No, it's Iron Man. Iron Man 1 and Ant-Man are basically the same type of movie. Actually, the same plot of a movie, just different characters.
And Black Panther.
Okay.
I feel like
Panther, actually, yeah, you're right.
I feel like Iron Man was more of like a character exploration, while this one was a genre movie. Like it reminded me so much more of like Ocean's 11 or something. Okay, after Ant-Man is Avengers, and after Avengers, I have Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 1, 3?
Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Because I kind of like how they stripped him of his powers for the majority of the movie. So
yes,
was it a good movie though?
it's the first time you see Tony Stark for who he really is. You're like, oh shoot, Tony Stark is cool without that suit.
Yeah, he's
Was it a good movie though? Who was the
No.
antagonist? Nobody remembers his name.
But it is possible for a main character to solely
Trevor.
carry a movie regardless of
Trevor
the villain.
Slattery.
bro.
There's
Nobody
always
watched
an
the anime.
antagonist.
Nobody cares about who the antagonist is, other than surface level of what we were seeing in the movie. I didn't see the cartoons. I didn't read the comics. I don't know
We
how to
literally
read.
talk about the
I
antagonist
graduated
for
high
all
school
the
with
other
a 2.4
movies.
GPA.
What? That has nothing to do with anything. All the other movies, we talk about the antagonist. We literally bash Black Panther for its antagonist, and we're not going to bash this movie for its antagonist. I
No,
call
I like the antagonist.
Because
I
the
like
thing
the
is,
man.
you can't compare Black Panther and Iron Man 3 because Iron
They're
Man
in the
3 has
same
Robert
universe,
Downey
yes, I
Jr. and
can.
Tony Stark. Black Panther, freaking Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa,
Don't say
That-
anything bad about
that character alone cannot carry a whole movie with a bad antagonist and a bad story. Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark's Iron Man can.
Yeah,
Iron
only
Man
reason I
3
ranked
had
it
a bad
low
story.
because
Iron Man 3 had a
Twitter.
bad story. It had a bad villain.
Because it was a
Tony
bad
Stark
movie.
and no, Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. solely carried that movie.
Iron Man 3 is a bad movie.
If one character has to carry a movie, that shows how bad the whole rest of the movie is.
The kid
Literally,
was
not
pretty
even
cool.
a character, an actor. Because if anyone else did it with that script, it wouldn't have worked.
I like the premise of a protagonist being stripped back from what he thinks makes his identity, and then he has to make it up from then on. Like,
That's fair.
I like
He was
that.
also dealing with PTSD of fighting the aliens in New York. So I thought was a cool aspect.
Oh, yeah.
I love
I like
diving into mental health.
I like the PTSD.
After
Yes, carry on.
Iron Man 3, Infinity War, which was incredibly exciting when it came out, obviously. I mean, I feel like they did the best they could do given the circumstances that they had to, round off so many freaking characters, except for the ending. It was extremely anticlimactic. I didn't like that at all. I mean, it's not that I cared about all these because all these people were dying. No, I knew it was going to happen. I mean, it wasn't even spoiled for me. It was super predictable. I mean, they literally announced that there was going to be a second part of this movie. I know they're going to die, and I know they're going to come back. Okay, if you kill all these characters, they're always going to come back. So, like, all the emotional weight is gone now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I actually agree with that.
The experience is what matters. Like, I knew Spider-Man was coming back, but that didn't stop me from tearing up when he was saying, "Mrs. Stark, I don't feel so good."
Spider-Man? You mean Robin?
Robin?
That's Iron Man's Robin.
Okay, but it's Spider-Man.
You thought that was going to hit.
I didn't say it to be funny. I said it to point out something. I'll address it later. When I get
I
to
think
my
that movie was almost perfect except for the ending. And it's not just because I praised it. It was just also anticlimactic. I mean, the pacing, the way it was written,
If
the
the
way the
plot
movie
was
was
different,
paced.
they didn't have Extremis as the main, or if they had it as that, and they weren't even trying to go the Mandarin, I think it would have been a better movie.
Iron Man 3?
Extremis was the guy's name. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a system like that he was using. Actually, in the comics and Iron Man Armored Adventures, Extremis is a thing that Tony Stark uses to create his suit from his skin. Pretty.
Isn't
dope.
that what he used to also like take out the shrapnel in his heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the part 3, that's right. He took out the thing in his heart.
Yeah, and then come back in. Well,
He
actually,
doesn't need the arc reactor anymore.
Which I guess is kind of also going along with the theme of stripping yourself of what you think makes your identity.
no, what was stupid was how that happened. Then immediately afterwards, we see him with like 10 suits and everything for Age of Ultron. Like, he blew up everything. I'm done. I'm retiring.
Makes Ultron.
Sokovia.
Yeah, Marvel does have a lot of plot holes like that.
I was so confused.
So
Yeah,
literally,
I
they
thought that
took
was gonna
Iron
be
Man
Infinity
3
War.
and
Iron Man 3 was supposed to be Infinity War.
A bad movie took another bad movie.
threw it and took an axe to the head,
All right,
bro.
keep going, Justin.
All right. I had to lock my door so my family doesn't come in here. And then keep
Sorry, we're eating. All right. After Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I think it's probably the funniest
It's a good movie.
of the Marvel movies. The villain was actually really cool. The whole father-son dynamic and him having to kill his father. That was neat. I always love when a son has to kill his father. After that, Spider-Man Homecoming actually had a really cool villain. I mean, at the time, I felt like it was my favorite Marvel villain at the time. It was the more memorable. It was the
Where
more
are
fun.
you so I can beat you up from 6 feet away?
What's wrong
You
with that?
didn't like the Vulture?
Keep going.
That was a great movie, and that was a
Keep
great.
going.
That's a great origin story.
Vulture. All right, listen. The bad guy from Spider-Man: Homecoming, Vulture, is better than Killmonger. All
I
right.
agree.
Keep going.
I agree.
After Homecoming, Spider-Man: Far From Home. This is what I actually feel is the best Marvel villain in terms of how it's written.
I
It's-
actually agree with that. Those are. I
Jake,
think.
it's Jake Gyllenhaal's
Jake
beard.
Gyllenhaal.
I'm sorry, it got me too. I could have helped myself.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Spider-Man Far From
Another-
Home has the best sequence of any Spider-Man movie. That
Especially when he uses his spider tingle when he's trying to kill off all the.
I'm upset.
Spider
You.
Tingle.
I'm upset. You said Spider Tingle instead of
Spider
Spider.
Tingle.
yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
it
Let's
here.
not call it that. Let's not
I don't want to be anymore.
Listen.
Next, what comes after that?
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
After Far From Home, their first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wait, what number is that on the list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My fifth favorite
Now we're on top
Marvel
five.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, top 5. Is Guardians of the Galaxy. I felt like that was the more well-rounded one. It was better paced than the second one. It felt like its own individual movie. Like it really didn't have a whole lot to do with the rest of the cinematic universe, besides the fact that they kind of show off Thanos. But that took like 2 minutes of the movie. Other than that, it felt like an old Marvel movie to me that has nothing to do with anything else. It was just a heist movie. It was a prison escape movie. I loved it. All right.
I like that.
After Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok.
That's number 4.
That's
I'm
number
definitely
4.
beating you up from 6 feet away.
But what, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil your list right now. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was no Thor Ragnarok. I mean, that was
Number 4.
in terms of like a directorial prowess. Taika Waititi did a fantastic job. It felt like his own individual movie. It didn't feel like a really bland, flat cinematography kind of Marvel movie that everybody's just gonna watch because it's Marvel. This actually felt like it was a Taika Waititi movie. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie.
I agree. That was actually, I like Ragnarok. Just in terms of like Thor having like it's kind of like the same thing as Iron Man 3, where like Thor was literally stripped of. Thor was like stripped like the one thing is like his hammer, so now he has to like figure out. I don't know. No. I don't know. I agree. Continue with your list. Whatever.
He's really handsome, has the strength of a god.
The best in
You
that
know,
movie, Thor Ragnarok,
Boo-hoo,
was
my
his eye
hammer.
patch. His eye patch, and they got rid of it 10 minutes later in Infinity War.
I thought that was.
They made him fat. Who cares about Thor's character at that point anymore?
My third favorite Marvel movie. Avengers Endgame. I mean, I can't really say anything about that
Yeah,
movie.
honestly, Endgame does not really need an explanation. That movie.
No, it doesn't need an explanation. It's literally the highest grossing movie of all time. Chances are every single person who's watching this video right now
You
has
know what
watched
it is. You know what the movie is. You know why it's there. Basically,
you get goosebumps in the back of your neck when this Captain America doofus says the Avengers Assemble, which is the best character scene out of every other Captain America movie. And that's not saying much.
That's
All right.
saying.
Captain America Civil War is number 2.
Civil War's number 2.
all right. So
Civil War is number 2.
Yes.
Civil War. Oh shoot, my feet was just in the camera. Civil War was basically like an Avengers movie without calling it an Avengers movie.
it was Avengers 2.
Yeah, I was kind of upset that it wasn't Avengers Civil War because it was an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it was basically.
It was a Captain America movie because everyone was fighting because it was his fault. But I digress.
We didn't need Zemo in the movie. We didn't need him. We could have had the movie.
I guess not.
Without Zemo, there would be no reason for them to be fighting.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but you
Hey,
could.
your best friend killed my parents. That's not okay.
There are so many ways that you could write yourself around that little piece.
I don't
they
care what
kinda have
nobody
to-
says. Captain America was a completely justified. I mean, not Captain America. Iron Man was completely justified. He literally saw that dude kill his parents, and Captain America's like, "No." Captain's like, "No, it wasn't
My best
him."
friend.
He's like, "Bruh, he killed my parent." He's like, "No, it wasn't
My
him."
gripes
I'm
with
like, "Cuz." I'm like, "Y'all double teamed Iron Man and barely beat him." I'm like, Iron
I
Man
love
literally
them.
was going to smack y'all.
I
If he
love
literally
the
had
meme on
any
Twitter.
other suit, if he had the nanotech suit, he would have smacked the both of them.
Yeah, he just had the suit that he
Where
needed to
it's
fly
like,
over there. He just needed jet
Iron
fuel,
Man
not
got
torque.
sad that his parents got killed by Bucky, and then Captain America beat him up because he was sad.
Literally, it was dumb.
So now we know what your first
my
one.
gripes with Captain America and literally every other Captain America movie was kind of mended a little bit in Captain America Civil War. Like, he was a character I can describe to you who he was in this movie, unlike I was able to do with the other two movies. I knew who he was, just because I hated him so much because of the last two movies, I got goosebumps in the back of my head when Iron Man started like kicking his ass. I just really wanted him to die.
All right, number 2.
Number 1.
Number 2. No, number 2. 23 movies.
Oh,
Captain America.
23?
Oh wait, no. What am I saying? Yeah, it is number 1. It is number 1.
yeah.
I'm stupid. Guess what my favorite.
The last one, the one and only, the start of it all.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
I can get behind that. Because it's
This
No, go ahead.
was in that era. I mean, it wasn't even right after. It was like during the era of Marvel movies where everything was individual, everything was by itself. This wasn't connecting to any other movie. I mean, there wasn't even an intention to set up a universe from the first movie. Those intentions started with the Hulk, right?
Well, the end credits scene.
Iron Man was. It is a full movie from beginning, middle, and ends. There is no plot holes. There is. It just felt like a very fulfilling sci-fi action thriller.
I agree.
Robert Downey Jr.'s acting
Alright.
in that movie is without a doubt one of the best performances of all time.
Well, I think it also has one of the greatest moments of honestly any quality cinematography when Iron Man was in the cave, literally just.
The cave, the freaking cave. How iconic is that?
And we see how intellectual he is. He was able to build.
And there was kind of this thing where you don't know who's gonna die. I mean, his best friend in the cave. There was no there was no clear intention that the director and that Jon Favreau was gonna kill this character off. The guy who was helping him in the cave. I think he was gonna live. And it kind of brought tension throughout the rest of the movie. It was like a coming, it was like a rags to riches kind of, and then back to rags.
Yeah, basically, that's a solid list. A little controversial with Black Panther.
A little controversial from my point of view, but so I'm gonna go with my list. See what you guys think.
Go for it.
Justin, you're probably gonna be a little upset about the bottom of it, but all right. So I got Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3.
Okay, but Dakota, throw the numbers in there. So
All right. 22, Thor: The Dark World.
You don't really gotta talk about that.
21, Iron Man 2. 20, Captain Marvel. 18.
Woo!
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
What did I say?
No, I'm thinking something. Go ahead.
Black Panther, 18. Or no, 19, Black Panther. 17. No, I'm getting these numbers mixed up. 18, Iron Man 3. Then we got The Incredible Hulk at 17.
Wait!
Whoa! Incredible Hulk at number 17?
Wait. You think Iron Man 3 was a better movie than Black Panther?
Iron Man 3 better than Black Panther,
Okay, carry on.
but not better than The Incredible Hulk.
Keep going.
It's right there, Steve.
I don't know what that is. The words. Keep going before I invalidate you.
16, Doctor Strange. 15, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
What do you have above Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? You have
The rest
Captain
of the-
America? You have Captain America above Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Are you kidding me?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh my god.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was way better than Galaxy Galaxy 2.
I'm gonna need a Word document with this list, Doug.
I want you guys to tell me what in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 did for the whole story arc of anything.
I don't care about the whole story arc. I want to.
I'm talking about individual quality of a movie. I don't care
Listen.
about the MCU.
Listen.
He said story arc.
Listen, the movie, just like we said about Avengers: Age of Ultron, this even more than Age of Ultron is a perfect Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could describe it. It's hilarious, but it's a Saturday morning cartoon.
And it also
So,
incorporates
if I
a
can
bunch
get
of
the
different
father-
genres.
He finds out he has a father. His father's evil. Blah blah blah. He kills the father, and then boom, they're back on track. And then they go kill Thanos. It's
Oh, we're talking about part 2.
part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Okay.
part 1's different. All right. So then we got Ant-Man and the Wasp at 14. I
Okay.
like it. It
Huh?
was pretty funny.
That movie was gay, dog.
You're saying Ant-Man and the Wasp is better than the Incredible Hulk and Black Panther?
That baffles my mind.
Paul Rudd is a natural
Skip.
13-4.
You're saying Thor is better than the Incredible Hulk and Black
Where the
Panther?
main villain was a suit of armor.
Loki.
I'm gonna let you finish your
We
list.
called Loki. We were introduced to Loki. Loki in that movie was amazing, and people forget about it because he wasn't the villain, but he was a villain. He's the one that
fought a suit of
controlled
armor. He fought a suit of armor and lost.
12. Captain America, the first Avenger.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Your list is stupid. I don't like your list.
This
You're-
man poured the
saying
milk
Captain
first and then the
America-
cereal.
Better than Iron Man 3, Black Panther. What else did you say? Thor?
No, Thor was at 13.
My guy, you pour the milk first before the cereal. I don't
I
like
really
you.
don't. I pour my Cocoa Pebbles first, and then hold
Probably
on.
put your
You
soggy
eat
on.
Cocoa Pebbles?
You probably
Soggy mush?
you probably put your socks on first before putting your pants on.
No.
You're
I
supposed
put
to
one
do
sock
that, what?
on, one
No, you
shoe
put your
on,
pants on, then your
another
socks.
sock on, then my other shoe on.
You put your socks
When
before
he
you
eats
put your
the cereal, he
pants.
probably
No, I
bites
put my
the
pants,
skin,
then my socks.
I put my socks, and then I put my shoes, and then I put on my pants.
Okay, number 12.
I put my belt first before my
Number-
pants.
Number
Put my tie on before my shirt.
all right, 12. Captain America, the first Avenger.
Okay, 11.
11.
I
Ant-Man.
hate it here.
Ant-Man was a really good movie, and one of my favorite superheroes.
Stop
So,
justifying your stupid list. Just give us the numbers and the names. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Just keep going because you already lost me. You already lost me with this list.
10. Guardians of the Galaxy. Self-explainable.
Guardians of the Galaxy is at number 10?
You want
This
to
is
hear the
why you
rest
try
of
to-
it?
That's why that's why I had to stop you from talking because you have no good sense. Yeah, I name dropped him. Let's go. I know this got recorded. What are you gonna do? Edit me? Let's
he has
go.
to edit the
Editing
video
out.
now.
This is getting edited out. Listen, that was a mistake. That's never happening again.
What? Oh, the fact that you
Actually-
tried to holler.
You went on a date
Stop
with her?
talking about it, man.
You went on a date with
No, I never went on a date with I never wanted to.
She
No,
left you.
sorry,
She
moving
left you
on.
undelivered, bro.
I'll meet.
Dang, imagine getting left undelivered by.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry,
then
this is a lot of
afterwards
editing.
having
It's a lot
garbage
of editing.
top
out.
10
That's the one that downed
Go
the
to
barbecue
college.
sauce when we hung out,
Do it
right?
all take.
That is the one that down the barbecue sauce. Everyone on the internet, she swallowed like a whole canister of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I was right next to her.
All right, this is not.
You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
me and
not
Justin,
thinking about
were there.
This girl. Let's
I'm
continue.
so sorry, y'all.
Jesus. I'm not editing this
I mean,
out.
your
I'm not trying
taste in
to.
women is similar to your taste of movies. Carry on. Number 9.
Not. Spider-Man: Far From Home. One of the best.
Stop talking about them. I don't want to hear it anymore.
One of the best scenes in the
You put
Spider-Man-
Guardians of the Galaxy and Far From Home at 9 and 10?
4 is like number 11. The first one.
You have to listen to the list. Listen, Spider-Man: Far From Home has the best Spider-Man sequence of all time.
Has he said Iron Man 2 yet?
No.
Yeah,
He hasn't said Iron Man 2 yet.
Iron Man 2 is like all the way at the bottom. It was like 21.
I don't respect
Iron
you
Man
so
2 is
much. I'm
a
going to
better
start
movie. He
clicking my
likes it better than
toenails.
Endgame.
Hold on, listen. When he's before he gets hit by the train, when the first vision, not the vision, but the first illusion, where you see Spider-Man with like the many Spider-Mans, and you see Iron Man come up with the dead Iron Man. That looks like straight out of like the video games or like the shows. Like that's a Spider-Man movie. It was beautiful. Anyways, number 8, or Ragnarok, amazing movie.
No, okay, that's fine. I'll give him that. That's a decent position. Thor Ragnarok at number 8 is a good spot on the list.
Keep going.
Top 11. There's really too many good movies in this universe. It's hard. It just matters where your preferences.
No, it's not. Come on, let's go. Get to
Listen,
me
our
with it.
opinions are objective.
Number 7, The Avengers. Only gripe I have about it is the Captain America suit and his hair.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing had anything to do with the plot. It
Y'all
was
ever had shawarma?
Storm was pretty cool.
Shawarma.
Number 6, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Spider-Man is my second favorite character. and to see him actually be able to come to an MCU, amazing. 5, Avengers: Infinity War. To me, amazing. Unlike Endgame, it was action packed from beginning to end. Action. It was all action. It was all set up to what would happen later. Number 4, Captain America: Civil War. Self-explainable. It was seeing all the Avengers fight each other. It was beautiful. Now here, I'm getting a little
The black guy.
I'm getting a little controversial. Number 3, Iron Man.
Tony Stank.
What's his number 1? I just want to know who your number 1 is.
Probably Batman
Number
Begins.
Well, he said both in Endgame and Infinity War,
I
right?
didn't say Endgame yet. Number 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Amazing movie. Amazing political thriller movie. Loved it. Going to the theaters, seeing Falcon, seeing him team up with Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. It was amazing. I loved it. Seeing the action sequences, beautiful. Now, number 1, the granddaddy of all superhero movies, Endgame. It is beautiful. I don't care if it's the newest one. It is like the baby. It is the best baby. It is the most beautiful movie ever. I have said so many words I was not allowed to say. I should not have said. When Captain America picked up the hammer, Mjolnir, things happened. I'm not proud of it.
The time travel in that movie was kind of wonky.
It was. That's
It was dumb. It looked like it felt like they threw time travel in there just purely like for the sake of the plot. But they're like, oh, we're not gonna explain that. Just the cosmic realm.
It didn't
or,
explain it.
Yeah,
I
you
felt
can
like
go back.
it's kind of a bit of a cop out, just to we
Yeah,
gotta
it was.
fix the fact that everybody's dead. Let's just
They
put time
made
travel
they
in there.
made the X-Men timeline make sense in comparison.
Oh,
Because this time travel.
no. The
freaking
X-Men
made-
timeline is
co-
pretty.
cost- No,
Timeline
the
is
X-Men
pretty-
timeline is schmacked. But regardless of which, this freaking time travel they used here was so.
They didn't make. They didn't follow. Because if Captain America stayed behind, he should have created an alternate universe. Not have.
Let's
been,
not even get into it. Can we go into somebody
not
else's
get
list now?
long. But that's my list. I know you guys have a lot of problems with it, but to me,
So far, your list is the worst one.
thank you.
So far, your list is kind of gay, dude.
The worst.
Yeah,
one
it's pretty
for-
stupid. The fact that you put Incredible Hulk so far down there is absolutely abysmal.
Listen, it's just,
Dan, rock paper scissors, loser goes last.
I'm not gonna judge you for your personal preferences,
Wait, hold on.
but it's stupid.
thank you.
I'm putting it in gallery. All right, hold on.
No, this is what we do. Go to more, right? Go to more. So the clapping is paper, the thumbs up is rock. Okay.
Oh,
So on
yeah.
the count. So Dakota, count to 3,
How do we do
and then me and
scissors?
Steve are gonna do rock paper scissors.
Wait,
How do we do
how are
scissors?
How?
Oh shoot, you're right. Okay, just go to chat. My fault.
There's only okay. Yeah, do it in chat now.
All right, count.
All right, 3.
Do I put an emoji or do I just type it?
No, I'm just typing it out.
All
Okay,
right,
go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Dang!
that was easy.
I love
Bob
you.
Saget. So
Sorry,
am I
y'all
giving my
boys.
list?
All right,
No,
let's run
Oh,
it down.
Steve's giving his list. Okay.
yeah. Number 22, Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Basura. That movie was hot dog
Horrible.
water.
Horrible.
Hot dog
Such
water.
a good universe. So much potential. Waste of a character. Brie Larson is not a good Captain Marvel.
The only thing worse than that movie is her haircut. Number 21, Thor: The Dark World. The only redeeming thing about that movie are the gravity grenades. Visually, those things look cool.
Throw gravity grenade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Portal.
Like go back and watch it. The sequences is cool. Or try to watch it anyway. 20, Age of Ultron. Why does a robot need sarcasm? Number 19, Captain America: The First Avenger. It was boring. 18, Iron Man 3. Do I actually have to explain as to why I don't like it? Because Dan and Justin feel as if
I thought it was a movie.
stripping Iron Man of what makes him Iron Man was like a good plot device, which it was. But I just feel as if at any point in time you have a character, the character needs a foil, because that's what these movies are derived from. Conflict. It's not internal conflict because he was like dealing with something, but this is a comic book movie. There's also external conflict, and they dropped the ball with the external conflict. Like it's like Kakashi. Under this mask is another mask, or behind this curtain is nothing. Like don't do that with a villain. You're making us think that we're dealing with the Mandarin. It's not the Mandarin. That wasn't clever. We're dealing with a nobody. His wife almost dies. Now she has superpowers. Like
Okay, but Ben Kingsley is an amazing actor, all right?
listen, everything with Tony Stark was great in that movie. Everything from the opposing forces that didn't come within his own internal conflict was stupid. 17, Far From Home. I'll explain my gripes with Tom Holland Spider-Man. Cool, they made him young. It's very comic accurate as to his youth and the problems that he experiences. I enjoy that. I don't like how they made him Iron Man's Robin. Like, they just made him Iron Man's sidekick, and he's like literally his character's identity now is living in his shadow.
I feel like the
entire
replacement for Uncle Ben was Iron Man.
It seemed very strange. Like they don't make any mention of Uncle Ben, nor do they actually explain to you who Iron Man.
They didn't
like,
have the
Peter
Spider-Man
Parker's character
one. Let's
is.
assassinate Uncle Ben scene.
Even if you don't do that, at least help us understand that like Uncle Ben is a template for a young Peter Parker's personality. Who is Peter Parker? A geek that looks up to Tony Stark. Oh my God, look at this! Tony Stark's in my living room hitting on my auntie. I just didn't like that dynamic between Tony Stark and Peter Parker. Thought it was odd. It undermines Peter's intelligence on his own because everything he does it through Stark tech. He's not really ingenuitive on his own, like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was, which is I feel is an important part of his character. So that's my gripe with that Spider-Man altogether. Number 12, we have Guardians Volume 2. I just felt like Mogo as an antagonist was whatever. But like we said, it's Saturday morning, S cartoons. It just felt very lax. It didn't feel that much more serious. I feel like there's just better movies in this universe
my ego.
than Volume 2. Still enjoyed it, but I just feel as if there's better movies. 11, Black Panther. We already understand the political and social ramifications of that movie. I just didn't think Killmonger was a good antagonist. Also, you made a very valid point earlier talking about how we felt that this Black Panther, this T'Challa was dumbed down in comparison to how he was introduced in Civil War, I believe. So that was solid.
Super
point.
weak.
Do you guys remember that first fight scene in Black Panther when he was thrown into the jungle?
Oh, the jungle.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys know what the hell was happening in that scene? The cinematography was so bad and so
Oh,
It
dark.
was horrible.
No.
It was like horribly lit.
It reminded me of the final fight in Venom with Venom versus Riot. Like nobody could actually see what was happening. We're just like, huh?
Yeah, it was like there was like a total of 3 cameras and they were all iPhones.
Shot with the iPhone. So yeah. That's why Black Panther is where it is. Number 10. This is where y'all gonna start not liking me, but
I already don't like you. Don't worry, baby.
Yeah, I agree.
this is why I'm here.
That's assuming I liked you to begin with.
Well, you know what? I am here to fill in the role of Joe Budden, so I just haven't yelled at anybody yet, except Dakota. Shut up! Number 10, Endgame.
What? Why?
Time travel. Like, okay, the
Time
movie
travel.
was
You said
full of
Thor
fan
yet?
service. Yeah, Thor was number 15.
Have you said Iron
Thor-
Man 2 yet?
Yeah, Iron Man 2 was 14, right after Thor.
You haven't gotten to Thor yet.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Oh, dang, I jumped around my list. Dang, I skipped some. I am so sorry. 19 was Captain America. I don't know how I got so high on my list.
Damn, you're saying
Oh, I
Justice
know I
League was
haven't.
better than Captain America?
I did. I said Iron Man 3, then I said Far From Home. I criticized Spider-Man. Okay,
Two.
16, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh my god,
Whatever.
I totally forgot about that.
Exactly. 15, Thor, the first one, where your villain is an empty suit of armor. 14, Iron Man 2. Meh. 13, Spider-Man Homecoming. It was enjoyable for what it was. Guardians Volume 2, same thing as Spider-Man Homecoming.
You said Guardians.
Good for what it was. Enjoyable Saturday morning vibes. 11 was Black Panther. 10 was Endgame. 9 was Ragnarok. I just enjoyed Ragnarok. Hela was good for the most part.
Wait,
The
Steve,
inclusion of
you
yes,
said Guardians twice. Guardians 2 twice.
right, because I skipped some on my list by accident.
Okay.
So like right now I'm on number 10.
After Homecoming, it's what?
After Homecoming's 13. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is 12.
Alright, because I think you had Spider-Man Far From Home and then Guardians 2.
You're right, because what happened in my list, I did Far From Home, and then my eyes just kind of jumped to Homecoming, and then went like I skipped like 3 movies. I just like went from one Spider-Man movie to the other.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ragnarok, I didn't like what they do with Hulk in that movie at all. Like, you can
I
give it the
love what they did
intelligence to
with Hulk.
talk. That's fine, but
It was
just
horrible. Nobody wanted Hulk with the ability to talk. Nobody asked for that.
like,
Yeah,
we
but I
haven't
wanted
even
to
seen
Hulk, and I love that.
Heroes. They did everything perfectly.
like, bro. If you're gonna tease us with the freaking Gladiator Hulk, World War Hulk type jazz, he's got to be in the line of the Berserker Hulk, and like they have never explored that aspect of that character except in the '08.
Imagine if they did Worldbreaker Hulk.
I mean, they wouldn't. Like Disney doesn't have the balls to do it. Mickey would not let that happen. So
You're right.
he'd be like, no. Okay, where am I? Yeah. Number 8, Doctor Strange. Why did I like this movie so much? It was a very good characterization movie. They had a freaking MacGuffin-esque type villain, Dormammu. We can't see him, so they just have his like little acolytes running around, so you have something to visualize. Like, okay, those are bad guys. But it was mostly like an internal struggle, like completely kind of like what you like about Iron Man 3. I liked it a lot about Doctor Strange. Very cocky, very arrogant, kind of like Tony Stark, but to like another degree. He used everything that made him him, and you see how desperate he got, literally spending all his resources to like regain.
And also
what
the
was lost.
computer graphic designers Juan Mushrooms and Acid.
Oh yeah, the visual effects for that film also. So overall, I enjoyed that. Number 7, Infinity War. Like some Dakota said earlier, I think action packed from beginning to end. It was good. Thanos pulled up finally after like doing nothing for like 12 movies, and like actually like pulled up with the smoke. I can rock with that. There's really nothing much to it aside from that. Captain America didn't do much, but whatever.
Captain America never does much, does he?
Okay, listen.
He just looks
People in
handsome.
Infinity War, the ones that didn't have much to do, they had a more prominent role in Endgame. That was intended.
Don't justify it. He walked around with 2 planks on his arm. Somebody get this man a shield.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
All right. But then again, it makes sense because he and Tony had to reconcile. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was 7. 6, Civil War. It was good. Captain America's a terrible person. Bucky, I don't blame Bucky so much, but like the fact that he joined up on that fight.
Is the worst Avenger in my opinion. No, actually, no.
But the
Captain
fact
Marvel.
Scarlet
The fact
Johansson, Black Widow.
that Bucky literally joined in on that fight, like, oh, I killed this man's parents. Oh, we throwing hands. Okay, say less. Like, what? Are you not? That's not okay. Anyway, Hulk 2008, number 5. Number 4, we have the first Guardians movie. Number 3, we have Winter Soldier. Number 2, we have Avengers. And the higher we got into my list, it was more so like I just looked at the film critically, not so much my personal enjoyment. But these are movies that are close to being perfect. I can't really criticize them in many aspects.
You know, so
And
what number
I obviously enjoy them.
what number are we on now?
I just did number 2 at Avengers. Winter Soldier was number 3. Guardians of the Galaxy was number 4. Hulk was number 5.
Who's number 1?
And Iron
Also,
Man.
you have okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
Huh?
it was a mixture of personal enjoyment and then what I'm able to critique and like the number of flaws, like plot holes, characterization, so on and so forth, that I could break down between the characters and like the plot of the movies. And like as I got higher in the list, the movies became more polished and more perfect. So it was less of my personal.
Bro, your
It
opinion
was a
sounds
personal-
like you just read the general consensus on IMDb.
Really
Yeah, it is.
crazy.
You kind of just
Oh, I mean,
you kind of just said what everybody says.
did I really?
You go with the grain, Steve. I go with
I
the
don't think so.
You gotta
Because
like
a lot of
bad
people
movie,
don't
right?
like Hulk. Hulk should not be in like most people's top 5.
A lot of people don't even remember Hulk.
Listen,
I love-
Captain
I
Marvel
love-
should be at
I
least
love-
number 2.
I love
Captain Marvel?
I love the Incredible Hulk.
Get out my face. Bro, Endgame's not even in my top. Oh, Endgame is number 10. Endgame barely made my top 10. I don't think I followed the great.
Oh yeah, and you said Endgame originally very low. I was very confused and very
Top
concerned.
10 isn't low. There's like 12 other movies.
No. Originally, you were like It was after Guardians 2 or no, you put it after Black Panther originally because you skipped around.
Yeah, no, Black Panther is 11. It is right after Endgame, actually. So, no, you're not wrong. Like, literally every movie, like, past 10 really is, like, a bad movie. But in my opinion, I don't like all the Spider-Man movies are low for me. So,
And you don't like how they introduced and characterized Spider-Man in this universe, and I agree. It would have been better if they had left it Spider-Man, let him be his own hero. But it is.
he's literally a sidekick. Like, even now, like, literally, like, Iron Man's dead, and he's still his sidekick living in the shadow.
That was the MacGuffin of the whole movie. Spider-Man, Iron Man's death.
And literally, here's the thing: nobody's comparing him to Iron Man. They're like, "Hey, Spider-Man, we need your help." He's like, "I don't know, but Tony, get off his wood. Let the man rest."
He did have a problem. He did have a problem letting go, which was kind of annoying. Like the whole like,
Okay, no. He had
it was stupid.
happened with Uncle Ben, and now he found another father figure in Tony. He lost Tony. That's understandable.
Don't care.
Poor kid just wants a dog.
I don't care.
All right, Dan, your list, please.
All right, ladies and gents, starting off at
Top
number
it off.
22, Captain Marvel. I think it's all self-explanatory. I hate that movie. It's stupid. I think the fact that
Everybody has
they hype her up to be such a crazy character, such a ultra powerful character. Like, remember before Endgame, they're like Captain Marvel was going to be the key to defeating Thanos. No, complete disappointment. It was stupid. I did not like it.
Remember that scene around the end of the movie, Captain Marvel, where they play that song by No Doubt, "I'm Just a Girl"?
Yeah.
That could have been.
They did that?
Let's put it in perspective for you. Scarlet Witch is more powerful than Captain Marvel, according to Endgame, because Scarlet Witch almost smacked Thanos. And
all Captain Marvel did was just show up and say pew pew pew.
all she did was show up, destroy the big ship that was blowing everybody up, and that's it. That's literally that is what a whole movie hyped her up to be. Destroy that ship that's going to possibly kill them.
I forgot something.
Okay.
Just because Taskmaster and already how I feel about this movie, I'm going to put the Scarlett not Scarlett Johansson. The Scarlet Witch. No, wait.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I want to put this Black Widow movie at number 9 and bump Ragnarok down to 10. Yes.
What Black Widow movie?
It depends how good the movie is, but yeah. Okay, so number 21, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Wait, Dan. I want to address your Captain Marvel comment. I don't like her movie, but when she was fighting Thanos, the only reason why she got smacked by him was because he already had
the Power Stone.
He already had the stones.
No, he snatched the Power Stone somewhere, punched her in the face with it.
Oh, I know.
He didn't have the gauntlet.
Yeah, but she was fighting him when he already had the stones. Scarlet.
Yeah, but even regardless of that, she's just a character nobody cares about. Like, she could die and I wouldn't care.
She has absolutely
They
no
shoehorned her in last minute, though.
In almost anyone.
All she did for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right, was show up in her first movie, and then the last movie, Endgame, she just showed up as a lesbian.
And now she's gonna be the new.
Literally, it was stupid. It was I did not like it. I thought it was a waste.
She could be the new.
So 21, I said Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 20, I put Captain America.
Which one?
I did not like that movie. I thought Red Skull was dumb. Red Skull was way better when he was the guardian of the Soul Stone.
Soul Stone.
Complete waste. It was a dumb movie. Captain America is not even Captain America. The only reason he's Captain America is because he fought in World War I as a party gimmick until he became a super soldier.
Every time we say Soul Stone, I can't help but laugh.
Twice? Oh.
It's a long story, man. Okay, that was number 20. 19.
Shout out to Ellen if she's watching this.
For real. 19, Iron Man 2. I thought Whiplash was a dumb character. I thought it was a complete waste of a villain. I thought Iron Man 2 was purely just hype because Iron Man 1 was such a success. It was a complete failure. Did not like it.
Wait, can we appreciate that one scene they were fighting in that like Japanese like forest thingy, and then like War Machine pulled out that one laser in his shoulder and like cut the entire thing in half?
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
and also the objectification of Scarlett Johansson. I love that part.
I do like in Iron Man 2. I do like in Iron Man 2 when he went into like the World Expo and like he was like in the air and he just like kind of flew down and landed all cool. I thought that was a pretty cool.
Spider-Man was there.
Yeah. That was a young Peter Parker. Okay, so that's number 19. Number 18, Thor: The Dark World. Can anybody please tell me the bad guy's name in that movie?
Malekith.
The Dark Elves.
Dark Elves. Malekith, you're weird. I did not know who that guy was.
No, I didn't.
Gravity bomb.
That movie was purely just to introduce the Reality Stone,
That's all. It was.
and that's it. And they didn't even call it the Reality Stone. They
That was
called
also the last movie we saw Natalie Portman. Sorry.
So it was dumb. Did not like the movie. Number 17, Ant-Man. I like Paul Rudd. I did not like Ant-Man because I felt like it was literally a copy and paste of Iron Man 1. I'm like, Marvel could have done something better. Ant-Man's whatever. I didn't really care for his character at all. I thought that was just copying.
Scott Lang. We didn't need Scott Lang.
I was upset. I'm like, oh, cool. We're going to see Hank Pym because, in Avengers Assemble, it was Hank Pym. I'm like, all right, cool. But they just did Scott Lang. I was like, this is dumb. So whatever. 16, Thor. I did not like Thor at all. I mean, Lily, if you take out Loki from that movie is absolutely nothing. The only reason that movie is somewhat tolerable is because Loki is introduced and his character is really interesting and I like it.
You didn't think Thor was charismatic and fun in that movie?
No, I thought he was freaking cocky and annoying.
He was angry.
Literally,
that's his character.
Yeah, the whole reason why Odin killed the whole reason why Odin stripped him. And I hate when he's like, oh, I don't have my hammer anymore. What do I do? And now he has to learn to be humble and stuff. No, it's stupid. It's a waste of a movie.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I hate that.
Take Ragnarok, put it low on your list, the rest of y'all. Because that's the second time they took his hammer away from him. He's not even original with it. Get out my face.
15, Iron Man 3. As much as I do like that movie, I put it at number 15. Number 14, Doctor Strange. I actually like them. I actually like that movie. It's actually pretty good. But
took his hammer
not
twice.
as good as all the other ones I'm about to say. So 14, Doctor
He's having a
Strange.
midlife crisis about Thor's hammer.
Number 13, Civil War. As much as it is like an Avengers movie without being an Avengers movie, the whole thing with Zemo was stupid. The whole thing with Zemo was stupid. I thought, literally, Iron Man was completely justified in fighting Captain America. Captain America and Bucky were literally just being stupid. They double-teamed and beat Iron Man. I thought it was stupid. It was literally Civil War was just a way to introduce Black Panther. Wasn't really needed. Period.
And it crippled Rhodey.
The Sokovia, the Sokovia Accords was dumb too because that Accord wasn't even followed. It was irrelevant after that movie. Nobody cared about it.
No.
It was
Infinity War. The whole reason why Captain America wasn't hiding and they couldn't be with Iron Man and the whole Avengers, the reason why they lost is because they weren't together. Why weren't they together? Because of the Sokovia Accords.
Captain America still would have made a difference against Thanos. Stop acting like he would have done something.
He was
He would have done anything. So that's number 13. Number 12, Spider-Man: Homecoming. It was cool. I liked it. I thought Vulture was a really cool character, but it was boring. We've seen the story a million times already. It was just beginning, middle, end.
It's not this story.
Vulture was cool, but we've seen that story a million times already. But the fact that Spider-Man made it way better, and I actually like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I thought the action sequence was pretty cool. So it gave me it reminded me. It was a good movie. So number 11, Age of Ultron. I thought Ultron was a cool character, but the same thing, sarcasm, it was dumb. I did not like it. But Ultron in itself was actually entertaining, and you're like, oh shoot, he's actually pretty cool. And the only reason why that movie is so high on my list is because of Vision. I thought the introduction.
I was waiting for it.
I thought the way they introduced Vision was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the coolest hero intros in the entire MCU.
When Thor comes up with lightning.
It was so cool. And then that scene where they're in that circular chapel type thing where they're all fighting and the camera's panning 360 degrees and you see them all fighting. I thought that was a pretty cool scene. So guess what? Yeah, number 11. Number 10.
And then the fastest man alive got shot several times.
Number 10, I'm putting at Black Panther. As much as that movie, as much as I really don't like that movie, it was entertaining. I was thoroughly entertained. Although the characters were dumb, I did not like Killmonger. I thought T'Challa was super dumbed down in terms of strength and skill in that movie. It was entertaining. It was cool, and some of the action sequences were actually really cool. So I enjoyed it. My personal enjoyment ranks at number 10.
I remember they tried to do this one shot, non-edited sequence, and it looked like a PS2 game.
Was it the CGI scene at the end against Killmonger?
There was a CGI scene where they're falling down the pit, and it looks like they're falling through 1999 Final Fantasy, right? And then and then there's a scene where they're fighting in the club, and the camera is a long unedited shot.
Yeah.
Of everybody fighting around. I'm like, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to look like, but dude, I can totally tell that you had like 5 cameras in the room and you're using CGI to go to the next camera. It's,
So that's, I think, what, 10? Number 9, Incredible Hulk. I love that movie. Thought it was great. I thought that's, like, in my opinion, that's better than Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. I like Edward Norton's Hulk way better. I thought in terms of overall, like, it was just super cool. It kept me on the edge of my toes. And honestly, in terms of action, it was absolutely amazing. That scene where Hulk jumps out of, like, the glass bridge thing and, like, slams onto the ground and goes against the army people. Absolutely amazing. Loved Incredible Hulk.
Edward Norton is a brilliant actor. He's just a little. It's just why they didn't hire him again.
Literally, it's just a whatever. So, number 8, Thor Ragnarok. I actually like that movie a lot. I love the soundtrack of it. The scene where he's on the bridge going against like all of Hela's minions was pretty cool. Overall, it had really some really good shots of cinematography. The only downside of that movie is Hulk. I do not like Hulk. That was stupid. The fact that like he could talk was dumb. And Thor would have beat him. And the fact that Thor almost beat Hulk. And the fact that Thor was gonna beat Hulk in that arena, like, got me really mad because I'm like, I'm sorry, without the hammer, like, Hulk will beat him. So whatever. Number 7, Infinity War. I liked Infinity War, but like me and Justin share the same opinion. The fact that it was predictable. I walked into that movie knowing everybody was gonna die at the end without ever watching, without ever getting spoiled. Like it was
Also, Twitter ruined it.
Yeah, well, I went on hiatus for it, but it was predictable. I knew it was gonna happen. Like I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I knew it was gonna happen. And honestly, like the action sequences is the only reason why that movie is so good. Because like the introduction with Thor when he walks in, say "Bring me Thanos." That was pretty cool. How he made Stormbreaker was amazing. And also the only reason why that movie is even remotely good is because
Iron Man versus Squidward.
No, Thanos is a brilliant villain, in my opinion. Thanos is an absolute brilliant villain and gives you some of the best quotes by any villain in any cinematic movie.
Wait.
I don't know. Ra's al Ghul is pretty quotable.
Ra's al Ghul and Heath Ledger's Joker was really good too. But Thanos is brilliant. He's justified in everything that he says. His reasoning on wanting to destroy the universe is like you understand it and you're like, dang, okay. And it's just cool. And I think Marvel did a really good job setting this character up because they started all the way back in Avengers and they choose which movies are going to slowly kind of hint at this. And now in Infinity War, he gets on the big screen and you finally see his showtime and you finally see, man, this guy is really cool. And the fact that Infinity War introduces him and he smacks Hulk, you're like, he doesn't even have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Why is he stronger with a helicopter sword than he is with the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, that's just a plot hole that Marvel never answers.
Okay, well, no.
No, but keep in mind that he never really used the Infinity Gauntlet that much when he was on Titan.
It was that he was more aggressive.
He was just like in terms of like when he was on Titan, the only time he
actually
ever
threw a moon at them.
A forward attack was when he threw the mountain, but everything else was just to repel attacks. When Doctor Strange was fighting him, he like repelled the attack. When Iron Man was fighting him, he was literally just defending himself. The only forward attack he ever did was when he grabbed the moon, threw it at them.
On his journey with the stones, he didn't ever want to kill anyone. He matured. We're talking about a Thanos that was in the past that he was looking for the stones. He was eager. He was very anxious, and he wanted to get the stones. The Thanos that we saw in Infinity War was already a seasoned Thanos with the gauntlet and knowing the powers and everything.
Yeah,
he just wanted to kill everyone out of mercy. He didn't want to.
That's a good point.
This man.
So that's why Infinity War is number 7. Also, number 6.
See. How did I spoil it?
I said Twitter spoiled it.
Oh, they said Dakota spoiled it.
So Infinity War is number 7. Number 6 is purely just I put this on number 6 on my list just purely because of nostalgia, and this movie just holds a dear space in my heart. But Avengers, the first one, like the movie, I know that I know the movie's not as good as Infinity War, but for me, it was personal enjoyment and nostalgia, and I like love that movie just because like seeing how everybody came together and like the final battle was like really good, and that's the scene where Hulk. Where Bruce Banner is not Hulk yet, and he's like, that's the thing, I'm always angry, and he turns into the Hulk and smacks that giant Chitauri ship. Like, that's like an amazing scene.
Angry about what? Why are you so mad?
Remember at the end of Incredible Hulk, like, he was meditating?
Yeah.
Meditating, and he was trying to learn how to control his anger. That tied over into Mark Ruffalo.
Interesting.
So that scene was pretty cool. And overall, just the final battle was amazing. Even though Captain America looks like he was wearing like a giant blue spandex suit, so it was dumb. But regardless, I like that.
Number 5.
Number 5, Far From Home. I loved it. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal did an amazing job as Mysterio, and I loved how,
It's that beard, man.
No, I just loved how they introduced it was spit how Iron Man created it, unintentionally. It was dumb, but overall, it did an amazing job. It's weird. I hate the movie because it was dumb. Because I go into that movie knowing Mysterio's bad, right? I knew Mysterio's bad. I knew somehow he's gonna betray him. But then when he did betray him, I was like, oh my god, I did not expect that.
It was pretty cool.
I kind of
that's
like
the thing. And
Mysterio more than
it gave you one of the best scenes in the entire MCU when Peter Parker finally got his spider senses, and he was literally in that corridor just it was cool. Overall,
how many times? I understand Tony Stark is a weapons manufacturer gone reformed, but he's gone at least 10 years without making weapons in his company. Why does he always end up creating a weapon to destroy the Earth? Even when this man is dead, he still poses as a threat to all of humanity.
It was dumb.
Stop it.
I love the movie. It's just one of those movies that you have to watch for yourself. It's really hard to pinpoint an exact scene. Just the action sequences are pretty cool, and it was overall very enjoyable. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I love that movie. Like I said, for me, a soundtrack is a lot, and I love the soundtrack for that movie. I thought Ego was a really cool villain, and overall, I thought it told a really good story from beginning to end. Regardless of if it's a Saturday show or not, the story is still good. But Ego was a good villain.
That playlist.
I thought Ego was a good villain. Yeah, I thought Ego was a good villain, and I thought the clashing between Peter Quill and his father not knowing what to do, especially with Yondu in the mix. I don't think people appreciate Yondu enough in the MCU, but he is one of my favorite characters in the entire MCU, just purely for the fact that Yondu.
Oh, and with the Mary Poppins meme.
Mary Poppins, y'all! And in my opinion, Yondu's death was way more sad than any death in Infinity War.
Exactly. Dude.
I thought that is one of the very few deaths that it hit me, because I'm like, dang, because the guy you literally see him cast out Peter Quill. He hates Peter Quill, but then he finally comes around. He's like, I'm not the father you always wanted, but I'm what you got. Flies up to space. You see him die, and then at the end when he gets a proper Ravager's funeral,
He got Sylvester Stallone's respect.
They got Sylvester Stallone to give a Ravager's funeral. That movie's amazing. I love that movie. Just purely for the fact that it kind of tickles at your emotions as well as providing a really good story. That's why I like it. Number 3.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Number 3, I put Endgame. I really like Endgame. I don't think there's really much to be needed to explain. It's all fresh in our minds. Anybody who's watching this has pretty much seen Endgame. There's really no need for explanation. But it's at number 3. Number 2. Iron Man. Everybody here has Iron Man up high on their list. Do I really need to explain it? It's a really good movie. It's an origin story. It's basically setting up the entire MC universe very thoroughly. The movie ends open-ended, and it's really good.
Can we express your appreciation for Obadiah Stane, Ironmonger?
Obadiah Stane is actually a really good villain. Regardless
Such a good charisma. I wish he didn't die.
He was really good, and I loved the fight. The last fight between him and Tony was really good.
I like the fact that Tony literally actually almost died in the movie, and the thing is, since there was no prior movie saying, "Oh yeah, this is connected to anything else," there was actually a pretty good chance that he could have actually died in that.
You were on the edge of your seat. You're like, "Oh my god, this dude is actually gonna die."
Yeah, he could have actually died, and nothing would have.
You don't really feel that anymore with any movie.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Seriously?
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie. Like I said, that movie has the best soundtrack of any MCU movie. I thought the introduction of each character, character and how they came together at the end against Ronan the Accuser was quite poetic. And I love Rocket Raccoon. I think he's such an amazing character. He's one of the most unique characters in the entire MC universe, just purely for the fact that it's just his character, his charisma, and his back. You don't really know much about him. So And the movie had sacrifice, the movie had love, the movie had action. It had basically everything a good movie that's not a good movie in itself, that's not even a superhero movie, needs in order to be successful.
You want to hear something crazy?
That's my list.
That all the X-Men movies that aren't the original trilogy are probably rank higher than all 17 movies that aren't in my top 5 or top 10. Actually, no, I take that back.
I'll tell you this much. If we were including the X-Men movies, I put
Mine
Days
would
of
be
Future
very
Past.
different.
I put Days of Future Past in my top 5.
Top 3, easy.
Movie, but
Days of Future Past was an amazing
The Wolverine?
movie.
first class.
Minus the last arc with Silver Samurai? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, who's
Logan?
directing Days of Future Past?
Logan's
Yeah.
the best movie in the X-Men franchise. Logan.
Logan was actually a really good
First
movie.
Class was really
First
really good, guys. Come
First class
on.
is really good. I think it's first. It's like Logan, First Class, and the Wolverine.
I put Days of Future Past, then Logan.
Really?
Yeah, you could do that.
Days of Future Past, bro, that movie had you on the edge of your seat because literally anything could happen. Even regardless, because everybody knows the X-Men timeline is screwed up. So literally in Days of Future Past, anything
They could have done
could
whatever
happen.
they wanted.
They could have done. Bro, when you saw Iceman die, remember him? He died. You
Who
were like,
doesn't like Iceman? Who
Logan-
doesn't like Bobby Drake?
when you saw Colossus get ripped in half, dog, I was like,
that was rough.
dang.
But Logan was dear to my heart. That was an emotional movie for me. I loved it.
Yeah, it was. Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. are like the two kids. Like nobody could
I
ever.
put Logan in the same pedestal as Days of Future Past. Only difference
That's
between that is that Logan is bloodier and it's not directed by a pedophile.
Tough. You know, the interesting thing about Logan, the plot was very flimsy and very weak, but between the acting performances between Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, and the little girl, and the musical score, like the plot itself was flimsy, but everything else in the movie was so strong
Yeah, the
that
plot.
carried it. Like the bad guys were guys with robot parts. Like, huh? Anakin Skywalker's and Luke's running around. Like,
So there we have everyone's rankings. It was a pretty intense going on there, especially with me. You guys pretty much destroyed my list,
So
unfortunately.
your list is booty, dog.
I didn't
Yeah,
like-
yours
garbage.
is honestly the best list. In terms of who I agree with the most, it's probably Justin. I think I agree with Justin's list the most.
I put a lot of your favorite movies really low, guys. I'm sorry.
But the only thing, I agree with Justin. But the thing with Steve is Steve has valid reasoning. Like I can't say Steve's is stupid because I know Steve and like he has logical reasoning. Dakota, you're just a mongrel and I don't understand why you.
Steve, I was listening to yours and I thought I was reading IMDb.
You know what? I can understand why you say that because personally, I really don't. Like I said, it gets to a point where I can't critique a movie much more, and there's no reason for me to hate on it. Did I really like the first Avengers that much? Yeah. Is it really that high on my personal list? Not necessarily. But I can't critique the movie, and I feel as if, as someone who enjoys films for them being films, I can't put that movie lower. I can't put it next to Dark World. There's no, like, those movies are like light years apart. So, like, that wouldn't be fair for me to do so. But, like, first Avengers isn't that high on my list. What else can my list look like? Like Winter Soldier, personally, it wasn't that high on my list. I didn't care about Bucky. He's still emotionless. Like literally, Buddy just stands there and shoots things. Like
His character is so useless in the entire MCU.
I don't care about him.
He just looks cool. He's got a robotic arm and he has a gun. He
He
uses
uses the
Anakin.
gun.
How many times
He uses the gun.
What's wrong with you?
He literally just uses a gun with a DLC pack. It's done.
He's playing Fortnite the entire cinematic universe.
Basically,
But you know what? But guys, you know what? This is the beautiful thing about art. This is the beautiful thing about the movies that we all love. Because at the end of the day, we do love these movies. We love the universe. And we all have our own opinions. And we have valid reasons for each of the reasons why we like or dislike these movies. Sometimes
So
my opinion is more right than yours.
yeah, I'm not gonna let you preach to me anymore. But speaking of art, for a word from our sponsors,
I
buy
hate
my
you.
art. Yes. Follow my Instagram somewhere here, Dakota.
You're a
Put it here.
fool.
There.
it'll be in the description below. I'm not that in tune with my graphic art video editing.
Dakota, just plug my Twitter.
Plug your Twitter, okay.
Dakota was the reason Black Panther had PS2 graphics.
Yo, even if I was
Hey,
involved
listen,
in the movie,
PS2 cutscenes were gas. It was the actual gameplay graphics that were bad.
All right.
Bro,
So I just wanted to-
those CGI robotic rhinos, I could have sworn were giraffes. Son.
all right. So I'm gonna end it there because we've been at this for
I don't
like.
understand it because I'm not black.
You've been at this for like what, an hour already?
It's as a
recording-
black person, it wasn't even a good movie. Like at this point, does it really matter?
For an hour, but we've been on here for about 2 hours. So I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time. Thank you, Justin, for coming on. Hope to see you
No
again
problem.
if you'd be interested in kind of stuff. Dan, thank you for coming. Steve, you were late.
And you forgot to record.
That's neither here nor
How do you suck at YouTube?
I'm not on YouTube. I'm on.
Are you not gonna post this on YouTube? I'll put this
Justin, actually
part-
text me. I want to talk to you more about Drive.
Okay.
part in the actual video when you post it, so people know how silly you're being.
I'm not editing anything out. This is a raw take of who we are as people. And Dan,
You better take
This is a
that
documentary.
part. Dakota, you better take that part out about how we talked about. I do not need no drama happening.
We should definitely post, bro. Definitely post that. Jack. She left him undelivered. It's like what the heck? Like,
Yo, just
yeah,
put a
I'll get
bleep
that.
over it.
I'm not.
So we
I'm
can
not
keep the
going to
drama, but you
be-
don't gotta put the name.
No. Okay, whatever name. Whenever we say the name, just put a bleep. Just do
You
that.
act like I have that ability. I don't know how to do that.
There's a thing called YouTube. Just do it. Look it up.
This man.
Bro, you just hook up the video to Photoshop and buy
I
the
was
thing
trying to
back,
haul
you're
out a
done.
girl that drinks straight barbecue sauce.
Listen,
Do you not care?
Listen. We all have our dark moments. We have them. It's what we do with those moments afterwards that define us.
You
Stop
talking
trying to
to
preach. Stop
again.
trying to preach to
After
me.
that, though,
You still
Dakota,
trying to
let's
haul
wrap
out.
this
You
up.
still
Dakota, let's
talking.
wrap this up.
no, I don't. Can we stop talking about this? She's not even going to see this. None of her friends are going to see this. Hopefully, I feel like Dan's about to send this directly to her.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll
My
probably
list
post it
is
on my Twitter.
justice.
But listen, I'm a YouTube god now, and all the girls could have had this. But I'm dedicated to my work.
You're a YouTube god who forgot to press record.
Literally.
All right, guys. So thank you for coming back to a brand new episode of the Dakota
I
Thoughts.
ain't never coming back. Oh, dang. This
I want to thank you guys for watching. I don't know if everyone's watched. I think it's pretty long, but we had a fun time doing this, and that's why we keep doing it. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
it's fun. I like talking regardless, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, now we can actually do it for fun. Well, I mean, put it online for everyone else to see. Next time we're gonna try to. Oh, Steve left.
Ignore him.
Yeah, Steve's unimportant. But
She didn't like us.
we have another episode coming out soon. Hopefully, we're gonna be talking about Star Wars. So just stay tuned for that for our new Star Wars podcast. Dan, Steve, and we're gonna go on it. Justin, Juji, thank you for coming. And you know
No
what? If
problem.
you ever want to come back on the show, just reach out and we'll let you know.
Why not? I have words to say. Let's go.
All right, guys.
Later, guys.
Have a good day. Till next time.